and welcome back to the next episode of Mapsimise's Deep Dive podcast with Erica and James. In this episode, we are looking at all things maps and location intelligence. So come along, let's get ready to get your data mapped.
Ever wish your data came with like a set of X-ray goggles? To see those hidden patterns and connections.
I like that.
Well, today we're going deep on location intelligence. It's where maps become more than just, colorful graphics. They become powerful tools for your business.
Yeah, it's like upgrading from a basic roadmap to like Google Earth, right? You suddenly see the full picture, the terrain, the points of interest.
Okay, so location intelligence, I think I get it. It's about understanding the where, but what does that actually mean in practice?
So think about this. Every business activity, every customer interaction, every deal, it all happens somewhere, right?
True.
Location intelligence is about harnessing that where to uncover insights you wouldn't otherwise find.
Okay, I'm with you, but can you give me a for instance?
Let's say you're a retailer and you see this spike in sales for a new hiking boot. Great, right?
Sure.
But what if, instead of just the sales figures, you could visualize it all on a map? You might find that most of those sales are clustered around a neighborhood that's got all these young professionals moving in. It's a trend you wouldn't have spotted otherwise.
So even small location changes can uncover big insights.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's not just for the retail giants. Businesses of all sizes can leverage this. In fact, for smaller companies, these geographic insights, those can be game changers.
So location, location, location. It's not just a real estate saying anymore. But how does this work if you're not, a data scientist?
Well, it's about the data. We're talking customer addresses, mobile device locations, even those social media posts tagged with places.
So you're saying all of this paints a picture of where your customers are?
Exactly. It shows how they interact with their world.
You mentioned Mapsimise earlier. They seem to be doing some really interesting things. What makes them stand out on all of this?
They're making location intelligence accessible, which is huge. They've developed a platform that takes all this data and makes it something you can use.
Okay, I have to ask. Can you give me a real-world scenario? How are businesses using this to make decisions?
Sure. They had this case study about a director, or surveyor actually, named Rebecca. She was drowning in paperwork trying to get info on commercial properties, like rental histories, lease terms, you name it, sifting through tons of files.
My worst nightmare.
Right. But then she found Mapsimise. They integrated their property data with the platform, and boom, visualized everything on a map. What took hours now takes a few clicks.
So instead of data being this burden, Mapsimise makes it a tool.
Precisely. It's not just making things easier, it's unlocking insights you wouldn't have otherwise.
This is already blowing my mind, and we're just getting started. This is incredible. We're talking about data as a superpower. But let's zoom in a bit. How does Mapsimise actually work? What are the tools?
Well, one thing is its flexibility, right? It's not like a one-size-fits-all. It adapts to you.
Okay, but give me some specifics. How does it work in practice?
Okay, so imagine you're looking at a city map, but instead of just streets, you see layers of data. Customer density, competitors, even traffic.
Okay.
Mapsimise calls these map views. You can make a bunch of them to explore different parts of your data.
So you're not just seeing one map. You can really dig into the specifics. That's pretty cool. But I'm picturing like complicated menus and a steep learning curve.
Not at all. They've made it really user-friendly. You can drag and drop data from spreadsheets, your CRM, even marketing tools. It's pretty amazing.
Speaking of integration, we touched on Mapsimise, connecting with things like Salesforce. Can you walk me through how that works, like a real scenario?
Sure. Let's say you're a marketing manager, you're using Salesforce to track leads. You can pull that data into Mapsimise, and boom, you see them on a map.
And then?
Want to see areas with a ton of qualified leads? Easy. A few clicks, you've got your hotspots.
It's like the data's telling you a story then, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it doesn't stop there. Mapsimise has things like heat maps and those clustering algorithms.
Okay, those sound a bit technical. Can you break those down?
A heat map, it's visual. Different colors show you different values. So a map of customers, high concentration areas, those are hot, maybe bright red, while areas with fewer would be cooler colors.
So it's a quick way to see those patterns. What about those clustering algorithms?
They're like detectives, sifting through the data, grouping similar things together. You could use that to find groups of customers with similar, say, buying habits.
So you see customers as part of a group, not just individual data points.
Precisely. And then you can target your marketing, products, even customer service to those groups better.
We've talked a lot about marketing, but what about other uses? How else are businesses using Mapsimise?
Oh, there are tons. Optimizing those delivery routes for logistics companies, you could plan sales territories, even find the best spots for new stores.
Like having a strategic advisor who sees the big picture and the tiniest details.
Yes. And remember those time savings we talked about, like with Rebecca? That's real cost savings.
Time is money. We've covered a lot, but I'm curious. We've talked about understanding the now of a business. But what about the future? Can you use this to predict anything?
That's where things get interesting. You analyze the history, find the trends, and you can start anticipating what's next.
So, a crystal ball for your business. Give me an example.
Okay, a fast food chain wants to open up somewhere new. They look at data on population, traffic, even things like social media and what people are saying about food in different areas. Combine all that, and they pinpoint the best location.
Wow, taking out the guesswork? That's amazing. So it's not just predicting, it's also about adapting, right? As things change.
Absolutely. Imagine a logistics company that changes routes in real time based on like traffic jams or weather, or a ride-sharing app that knows when there's going to be a surge in demand.
It's like that story I read about a real estate company using this to find up-and-coming neighborhoods early on. Smart.
Exactly. It's a competitive advantage. Understanding the where lets you find opportunities you wouldn't see otherwise.
You mentioned Mapsimise and teams working together, but I want to hear more about that.
It's crucial, especially with complex data. Mapsimise, it gives you that shared platform. You can all see the data, make decisions together.
So no more data silos, everyone speaking the same language.
Exactly. Imagine marketing, sales, operations all looking at the same map. Marketing spots an area with potential. Sales plans their territories around it. Operations optimizes the deliveries.
Everyone's literally on the same page. This has been amazing, but we should talk about the challenges. It can't all be easy, right?
Of course. One of the biggest is data integration. Companies have data everywhere. CRMs, spreadsheets, and putting it all together for location intelligence can be tough.
That's where Mapsimise and its integrations come in.
Exactly. They make it as easy as possible.
What about the analysis part? You need people who can actually understand what they're seeing on these maps, right?
You're right. While Mapsimise is user-friendly, you do need some data know-how. But they get that, which is why they have great support and resources. And they've built it for collaboration, so even if you're not a data expert, you still benefit.
So it's the tech and the knowledge to use it.
Exactly. It's a journey. As businesses get comfy with it, they'll find even more ways to use it to their advantage.
We're almost at the end here, and I have to say, this has been fascinating. Before we wrap up, let's look ahead. Where do you see location intelligence going?
Oh, that's what excites me. We're just getting started.
Crystal ball time? What are the trends to watch?
Real-time location data is huge. We see it with our phones, but as sensors get everywhere in cars, appliances, everything, that data is going to explode.
Like a live map of the world, constantly updating.
Exactly. And that means huge potential. Businesses can understand customer behavior, optimize everything, even predict things better.
What about AI? I bet that's going to play a huge role.
Absolutely. AI and machine learning are already analyzing location data, spotting patterns we'd miss, and as they get smarter, they'll be even more powerful.
Like AI telling us the absolute best spot for a new store, or the fastest route for an ambulance.
Exactly. And it's not just about predicting, it's automating, making decisions instantly based on location. Deliveries changing routes automatically, ads personalized to where you are right that second. That's the future.
Exciting, but a little daunting too, right? What about Mapsimise? Where do you think they fit in all this?
They're in a great spot. They're already making location intelligence user-friendly, and they seem to get where things are going.
We'll have to have them back on to see what they're up to. This has been incredible. Any final thoughts?
I think we're at a turning point. Location intelligence isn't just for data scientists anymore, it's for every business.
And Mapsimise is leading the way there.
Yes. When data is everything, you have to understand the where.
I love that. The power of where. This has been incredible. It's really got me thinking differently. Wow, we really went deep today. Location intelligence, it just clicks once you see it, you know?
It's like realizing the earth isn't flat, suddenly you get it.
I like that. So for everyone listening, think about your work, your challenges. What if you added that where to your thinking?
What would you find? What could you do if you understood your data geographically?
We talked about marketing campaigns, hitting the right people, real estate decisions on point with trends, even surveyors saving tons of time with maps.
And don't forget AI. That's the future.
Yeah.
Predicting what customers need, making businesses smarter.
Location intelligence isn't nice to have anymore, it's essential.
It's connecting the real world and the digital world. And those connections are powerful.
So my challenge to everyone, don't just listen, do something. Explore the power of where.
Ask yourself, what if I knew more about the where? You might be surprised.
This has been amazing. Thank you for taking us on this journey.
My pleasure. Remember, the power of location is yours to use.
And there you have it, another deep dive done. Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking those questions, keep unlocking the power of information.
Thank you so much for listening. Please do remember to subscribe, comment, and share. Also, do visit Mapsimise.com if you would like to get your free account. It's free forever, so feel free to sign up. Finally, we do hope to see you next time. For more insight into using maps in your business, Mapsimise.com, because it's your data mapped.